welcome to Dodge City. It's the Wild West Bowl, the championship game of six-man football here in Kansas on Smoky Hills PBS. I'm Jeremy McGuire, along with Larry Jantz, Cheylin, Moscow, two undefeated teams. This is how it should be, undefeated, playing for a state title.
Yeah, the Wildcats, versus the Cougars. So they're going to be clawing it out, find out which one of those critters ends up prevailing today and goes to 10-0. And one of them's going to have an incredible deal at 9-1, whoever the finish of it is. But the Wildcats, they've run everything. It's only the second year they've played six-man football. Coach Harp, they were 13-5 over 2 years, 4-5 last year. But you got to give them a lot of credit to do what they've done this year. Only second year playing six-man football. You go the other way around. Cheylin been here all 4 years, but now they're playing a championship game, and they're 9-0. And that kid that's running the quarterback, remember when he was a freshman here, man, he could hardly struggle. But now he's grown up about 6 foot, about 185 pounds, and he makes the whole thing go for them. But it's going to be, I think, a good on the ground. Moscow wants to try to keep it maybe more run than the other. But it'll be a hard football game, and one of them's going to survive and one of them won't. But it'll be a heck of a, like you always say, a good track meet on a gridiron.
These two teams in the past, this championship game has pitted teams that have played each other during the regular season. This year, these two teams haven't seen each other on the field, so there's going to be a lot of learning here early going in this football game.
Yeah, good point that you made there, because neither one of these teams has seen each other this year. The rest of them have. That's been here before. But it's growing. Six-man football is alive and well in Kansas, and right here it's like get the egg in the Dodge, because today we're going to find out who is the six-man state championship today.
One quick point, how exciting is it for these kids to play for a championship?
Incredibly excited. This is the Olympics for them. This is the national championship game for them. If it's NCAA football, this is their championship game for them in a bowl game, because this is the Wild West Bowl in Dodge City, Kansas, where the West was really won.
It's the championship game of six-man football here in the state of Kansas. We'll have more from Memorial Stadium in Dodge City on Smoky Hills PBS.
Presentation of the Wild West Bowl consolation game on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by
At Farm Credit of Western Kansas, we do more than just lend money. We help today's farmers and ranchers find solutions for the daily challenges of running an ag business. Whatever your needs, Farm Credit of Western Kansas is your ag lender and more. Farm Credit of Western Kansas, 1190 South Range in Colby.
These Kansas Pizza Huts support local high school activities: Norton, Oberlin, Plainville, Waukene, Hill City, Stockton, Atwood, St. Francis, Smith Center, Ellsworth, Hoisington, Lincoln, Osborne, Goodland, Colby, Oakley, Beloit, and Phillipsburg.
Programming on Smoky Hill Public Television is made possible in part by an underwriting grant from Nextech, providing the area with top-notch broadband, business technology, and advertising solutions. Nextech proudly supports public broadcasting and all of its ventures impacting the economic growth of rural communities.
Hey, welcome to Memorial Stadium in Dodge City. It is the Wild West Bowl six-man state championship on Smoky Hills PBS. I'm Jeremy McGuire along with analyst Larry Jantz. The Shilin Cougars, the Moscow Wildcats, 9-0. Somebody's coming away undefeated. Somebody's going home with a loss, Larry. And state championship football, this is what it should be.
Absolutely. Coach Harp, for the Moscow Wildcats, he's done a great job. 30 years coaching experience, only second year doing six-man. He comes in here with a 13-5 overall record in them 2 years, but this year 9-0, like you mentioned, undefeated. So it's going to be a great game for them. Cheylin, man, oh man, their quarterback. He's impressive to me. From watching him when he's a freshman down here, and now he's a junior. Wow. What Colton McCarty has done for that team. Led this team. He's strong. He's a good running back. We'll get his stats later. But it's going to be a great championship game by two undefeated teams right here in a great afternoon, great weather in Dodge City.
You look at this Cheylin team, and you look at their backfield, and you look at their size. You look at Joe Melton, 180 pounds. Colton McCarty, 180 pounds. Drew Shields, 200 pounds. There's a lot of beef back there, which can make it difficult to defend.
Well, they're going to be tough to bring down. And, you've got, since they split division, 6-man from the north and the south. Well, Moscow won the division in the south, undefeated, and of course Cheylin won the north undefeated. And so now this first time they played again. They don't know much about anybody else, about the other team, because they haven't played them, you know. So first time for everything. Maybe Cheylin, Walden's team here in the front, and of course Bret Hart from the Wildcats down there in Moscow. That'll be a great game, though, Jeremy.
It will be. It will be. Moscow, like you said, second year in 6-man, so really coming into their own this year, undefeated, obviously, and we're set and ready to go. Moscow in the white jerseys, yellow pants, black numerals trimmed in gold, and then Shilin, the Cougars, in the navy blues with the white numerals trimmed in sky blue. Short kick over towards the sideline. It's going to roll towards the goal line, and it's going to be picked up by Colton McCarty. What's the call from the official? They're going to say he is down at basically the half-yard line. The officials are going to talk about it. What's the call going to be? It might be a touchback because the momentum took him into the end zone, so that makes it a touchback, I believe, and that's what the officials are going to call. It is a touchback, so it'll be first down. I believe we're still waiting for him to. There we go. Now they're moving it. First down and 15.
Well, Colton McCarty, he took a knee down, and he's in the end zone. He took it purposely. He just grabbed the ball up, maybe 1 yard line, but he went in the end zone to get the, and that's why they honored it, which is the right call.
With his momentum taking him there, that's the place to go. First down and 15. McCarty off the pitch from Shields, gets to the edge, and he's going to be brought down. In on the play for Moscow was Gerardo Garcia, and that's a pickup of 7 yards out to the 22-yard line. We'll get your starters here momentarily, but a 7-yard gain on first down from Colton McCarty. Offensively for Cheylin, the center is the freshman John Serrano, the ends Ty Sabatka and Alex Dart. Quarterback Colton McCarty, running backs Drew Shields and Joe Melton. We'll get the Moscow starters after this. There's a give up the middle. Shields, he's a tough one to bring down, and going low is Adon Granillo in on the tackle. He's out there along with Austin Snyder, Edwin Rojo, Ryan Penrod, Angel Granados, Trenton Kennedy, Gerardo Garcia. We'll switch in and out those gentlemen, and it's third down and 3 after a gain of 5 on the play from Shields. Snap back. Going to the edge, looking for a first down. McCarty's going to be cut down short. A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's going to bring up fourth down and 2, and decision-making time already for Chris Walden. I would imagine this decision is going to be pretty quick. We're going for it on fourth down and 2.
That's right. And that was a great tackle, though, to keep that first down from Geraldo Garcia, number 21, junior for the Wildcats.
There's a low snap. McCarty is going to looking to get to the outside. He's in a little bit of trouble, still in trouble. He's hit, and he's short of the first down. No gain on the play. It looked like potentially, I believe it was Austin Snyder that came in and finished him off as he came to the near side. No, that was not. That was Adon Granillo. So no gain on the play for McCarty. And it is a turnover on downs. Moscow with it. First down and 15 at the Cheylin 29-yard line. Offensively for the Wildcats, Granados is the center, the ends Kennedy and Penrod. Quarterback is Granillo. Snyder and Garcia are the running backs. There's a handoff. Snyder, right side, pretty good size. He's slung forward down at the 25-yard line. A gain of, we'll call it a gain of 3 on the play. Second down and 12.
You're going to hear his name a lot today, Jeremy. Austin Snyder. He's a 5'9", 195-pound senior. And he's run the ball 104 times for almost 1,300 yards this year. He averages 11.4 yards per 8 run every time he carries the ball.
Defensively for Cheylin, Melton, the nose guard, Shields and Dart, the ends. The linebackers, McCarty and Sabatka. Tucker Burr is a safety. There's some run
Crossbuck.
to the outside. Some running room on the play for Gerardo Garcia down at the 10-yard line. He's going to pick up 15 yards and a first down.
Gerardo Garcia, he's a big boy. He's 205 pounds, 6 foot tall, 6 foot junior. He's run the ball 53 times this year for 451 yards. He averages 8.5 yards every time he has a run like that. Just an inside trap play, and worked very well. Got inside for a first and goal.
First and goal from the 10. There's the pitch out. Second man, look out. Snyder towards the goal line. Did he get in?
Yes,
he did. From 10 yards out, Austin Snyder, and Moscow has drew first blood in this one with 7:07 to go in the first quarter. It is 6-0 Wildcats.
And he uses the ends to call in the play. So Coach Brett Harp over there brought Ryan Penrod over there to him here to find out what we're going to do for the extra point attempt. Is it going to be a run or pass for 1 point, or are we going to kick the ball for 2 points? And here we go. Our choice is coming up. Looks like we're going to run or pass.
So 1 point if they get this into the end zone. There is Garcia. He leans toward the goal line. He's in for the conversion run. And the fans on the far side have traveled from Moscow to see their Wildcats in the state championship game. And they have a 7-0 lead with 7:07 to go in the first quarter. So the Wildcats take advantage of the short field after Cheylin was unable to convert on 4th and short.
That's right. A turnover on down, short field, and we're going to make the best of it, and they did. And that, I'll tell you what, that was a tough run right then by getting in there. You get that Garcia in there, 205 pounds, that's tough to stop. You know what?
You are correct.
I wouldn't call him a bowling ball or a wrecking crew, but he darn sure was a bulldozer.
There is some size on both sides of the football in this ball game. And when I say size, I'm not talking about huge guys, but for your running backs and your quarterbacks to have some size, I mean, it can create some collisions. So McCarty struggled on the last kick as that ball took a right turn at Albuquerque and stayed in bounds before it took his momentum into the end zone. So I would imagine he's going to make an effort to field this one before it gets to that point. Beautiful weather here at Memorial Stadium in Dodge City. 7:07 to go in the first quarter, and Moscow's on the board first, leading 7-0, and the kick coming from Simon Gogniat. It's a short pooch. This one is going to go out of bounds, and so it will be a kickoff out of bounds. It will be first down and 15 at the 25-yard line for the Shilin Cougars. 9-0 under head coach Brett Harp. Or excuse me, under Chris Walden. Brett Hart's on the other sideline.
That's all right.
Just making sure you're paying attention.
Chris is a young guy. I've talked to a few times. He's a kind of real. He's the athletic director of Cheylin, Bird City, and kind of farms. He's got cattle. So Andrew, he pretty young guy, 27. You know, he's been 4 years at this school, 22-13 overall record. One time is in the state final game in 2017.
And they're going to make him kick it again.
Yeah, that's always an option.
They want to get Colton McCarty in open field. So a 5-yard penalty, and we'll re-kick from the 25. The short one, it is going to be picked up, and a wise decision. They gain about 7 yards as Dylan Ketzner took the kick and went down right at the, we'll call it, just shy of the 33-yard line. It will be first down and 15 from there.
Dylan's a sub. Number 4. He comes in for number 30-something. Comes for Joe Melton, 5'6", 140-pound sophomore.
Well, Cheylin was a couple yards short on 4th down their last time. They get it first down and 15. McCarty looking to throws it up the field, has a man out there, incomplete. He was looking for Sabatka, but just a little bit long. Looked like the feet got tangled with Adon Granillo.
Sabatka had to step on him, but the ball just went 5 yards over his head. So missed opportunity there by Colton McCarty and Ty Sabatka to hook up on that play. He's had 17 receptions, 441 yards, though.
Second down and 15. McCarty with the handoff up the middle. Oh, met right there. Joe Melton A gain of 2 on the play to the 35-yard line. It is 3rd down and 13.
Yeah, Trenton Kennedy was one of the guys on that stop. Of course, a defensive end for the Wildcats, 5'9", 165-pound junior. Had 4 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, and 50 tackles.
3rd down, 13. They need the Moscow 32 for a first down. In some trouble. McCarty throws it up the field too high. Intended for Alex Dart, who is open, and it is 4th down and long, and this might be a punting situation for Chris Walden.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to give him a short field again. And so far, the Wildcats have been playing super defense, which they have to do with be discipline, be aggressive hitting. They've done that, and good team defense.
They spread everybody out, and we'll see if they're punting. Nope, they're going to go for it. McCarty in some trouble. He's not going to get there. He's pushed out of bounds well short of the first down. He gets to the 38-yard line of Moscow. Going to pick up 5 yards, but that's well short of the first down, and another turnover on downs by the Cougars.
2 offensive series, 2 turnovers on downs. We'll see if the Wildcats can take advantage of that one. And so here comes the play in by Coach Hart.
And another short field. This one 42 yards for the Wildcats, and now the Cheylin defense with the pressure on them after the offense has failed the first 2 times. 1st and 15. Handoff right up the middle. Left side, Snyder. He'll pick up a couple. He's brought down right at midfield. Shields in on the tackle. Dart was there. 2nd and 13.
See, now they send Penrod over there to get the next play from Coach Hart. That last series there, he brought in 24. He let them bring the play in, Trenton Kennedy. So they're just alternating and bringing the play in from the coach, and he's been 30 years coaching, only 2nd year, 6th man, so they're trusting the wisdom of the head coach.
2nd down after a gain of 2. Pistol with the I formation. They stack it. They're going to throw it wide open. Out in the flat, incomplete. Penrod was open. There was nobody there. He might have been able to walk himself into the end zone, Larry Jantz.
Yes, he might have. He's had 4 catches for 97 yards. I mean, so he's not a big target all year long if you had a lot of game film on him. 4 catches, 97, 3 touchdowns, though. And, boy, he could have had one then, couldn't he?
3rd down and long now for Moscow. 3rd down and 13. If you're Brett Harp, you want to make sure you don't have to get the first down on this play. You want to make it manageable. There's a crossbuck. Some running room. Boy, a nice job by Joe Melton, and then with some help from Drew Shields after a gain down to the 33-yard line. A gain of 7 yards on the play, and it's 4th down and 6.
Yeah, good tackles in there by Drew Shields, the number 2. He's a 6'1", 200-pound junior. Had 53 tackles, 3 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries this year for Coach Walden. And Joel Melton's 5'10", 180-pound junior, 55 tackles, 4 fumble recoveries. Good job by both them guys keeping him from going any further than they did. 4th
down and 6. They need the 28 for a first down. They're going to pitch it back. Some running room. Gurnillo cuts it up. He is hit. They're trying to stop it. They pitch it back. Snyder with the football. He's into the open. There's no whistle on the play. What's the call? Touchdown! The touchdown, Austin Snyder on the pitch from Gurnillo. He had the presence of mind to pitch it back. We're watching the replay on the big board right now, and boy, he was not down, and the pitch was right there, and that one's going to go for 33 yards and a score.
That's an unusual situation, and I think Coach Walden, it's got him perplexed here on the sideline.
And the conversion coming up with 4:37 to go here in the first quarter. There's the pitch. Gurnillo looking for the edge. He's going to have the edge. The conversion is good. And with 4:37 to go in the first quarter, I think the Cheylin Cougars might be a little shocked right now as they've had 2 scoring drives on them. And it is 14-0, Moscow on top. Today's ball game brought to you in part by Wendy's of Dodge City. where quality is our recipe.
Oh,
And the Smoky Hills PBS Passport is your starting point for watching live streams, viewing extra content, and finding out more about the programs you love. Watch what you want to watch, when you want to watch it. From Nova to Nature, Antiques Roadshow to This Old House, Traveling Kansas to Real Ag. Sign up for Passport today at SmokyHillsPBS.org.
Granillo, number 12 for them. He's a pretty quick, fast little old junior. 6 foot, 165 pounder. Did you realize he had 33 carries for 850 yards this year? Averaged 25.9 yards per run. But you saw how quick he got in the end zone that time. He's got some wheels, that kid does. Number 12. Plays quarterback for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
No. He showed some speed right there when he got that pitch out.
And here comes the kick. It's a short one, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Gogniat kicked it out of bounds, and so they can either take it at the spot or have him re-kick it. And I'm guessing they're going to take it at the 31. And the Shilin offense has been stymied. They've yet to get a first down, Larry Jansen. Not something they're used to. Very balanced. They run the ball. They'll pass it, but they definitely prefer to run it. And so they'll mark it at the 36-yard line, first down and 15.
They run the ball 71.5% of the time. That's what they've done for the whole year.
Man in motion. Sabatka with some lead blockers, cuts it up the field on his feet into Moscow territory, brought down at the 31, and a gain of 13 yards.
Good block. He come off some of those blocks very good by his lineman up front of him. He read the blocks real well, cut it, or he wouldn't have made that yard, but he made a good 14 yards on that play. Great job by number 1, Ty Sabatka.
So second down and 2. And they're in Moscow territory for the first time. Good lead blocking there.
Yes, it was.
And then Sabatka did a good job of seeing the hole and cutting it back a little bit to gain.
Look at this, trips to the left.
No motion.
No.
Shields. Nope, we got a flag on the play. We got a false start.
Legal
so
procedure. Yeah.
5-yard penalty against Cheylin, their first penalty of the ball game.
So much for second down and about 2, huh?
Yep, now we're going to look at second down and 7. 3:52 to go, first quarter. 14-0 Moscow. 2 drives for Shilin. Both were 4-and-outs because they failed on fourth down. 2 drives for Moscow, both touchdowns. Dart with the snap back. He gets it. Now McCarty's going to roll to his left. He's going to have himself close to a first down, but he's going to be just short. And a heck of a play made over there on the far side. It looked like Austin Snyder. Nope, they're going to give that tackle to Gerardo Garcia, and it's going to be short of the first down. Garcia brought him down at the 31-yard line. So a gain of 6 on the play. It's third down and 1.
Gerardo Garcia caught him by the ankles. And Colton, McCarty just couldn't stretch it out to get that first down.
Third down and 1. McCarty's going to go to the right side. He's got a first down and more. To the edge. And he's going to be tripped up. Adon Granillo on the tackle. A gain of 11 yards and a first down. The first down of the ball game for the Cougars.
And they kind of needed that.
They did. 6 carries, 30 yards in this first quarter for McCarty. First down and 15 from the 19.
Boy, that's a quick
first man through was Shields. And
quick hitter.
A quick handoff, but McCarty doing a good job of kind of playing that off, that it might be the second man through, but Shields got the carry, and he's going to pick up 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, he has a good explosive quick hitter run there, but Ryan Penrod made that tackle. 29 tackles, 2 interceptions this year for the Wildcats.
Second down, 9. McCarty, second man through is Melton. He has some room, and boy, Adon Granillo is not afraid to make a hit, Larry Jantz.
No, not. Adon, he does a great job.
Not afraid to make a hit.
He plays cornerback. You know, he's had 40.5 tackles this year, 1 sack, 4 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 6 foot, 165-pounder. Adon Granillo.
Gain of 3 on that play. We're going to bring up 3rd down and 6 from the 10-yard line. A minute and a half to play here in the first quarter. It is McCarty. He is going to be swallowed up, and he is going to be brought down. Coming off the corner for Moscow was Trenton Kennedy, and a loss all the way back just inside the 15-yard line. A loss of 4.5 yards on the play.
Well, that just took too long to develop, Jeremy. I mean, you know, the handoff is like cluster. All 3 guys in the backfield were they could reach out and hold hands to each other, and that left them much time to come off the edge, and, man, they made a tackle.
4th down and 11. McCarty's going to throw. Looking, throws it for Shields. Too much.
Because he's pushed, he's rushed.
Yep, pressure on the play coming from Kennedy. Also the aforementioned Penrod, and it's another turnover on downs for Cheylin. So the Cougar offense still yet to get on the board, and with 51 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Moscow Wildcats are back on the offensive attack.
Well, they just, so far, they've won the line of scrimmage. Consistently, they've won the line of scrimmage, let's say, on both sides of the ball. And they're coming off the edge on that defensive side. They've earned the right to turn the ball over.
1st down and 15 from the 15. They stack it. Give left side. Snyder towards the sideline. He lowers his shoulder and pushed out of bounds across the 20 at the 23-yard line. A gain of 8 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
And Austin Snyder had 104 carries this year for 1,290 yards. And he's had averages 11.5 yards per run. And guess what? His number's 28. That's how many touchdowns he scored this year, Jeremy. 28 touchdowns.
Until today. Well, he's got 2 more, so he's got to put on 30 at halftime.
Change jerseys?
Yep. 2nd down and 8. 44 seconds to go. The throw. Open. Catch is made by Kennedy. Makes a man miss, but he stepped out of bounds, and the official was right there. And he blew his whistle immediately. And so he's out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And that is going to be a 1st down.
Well,
20 yards on the pass and catch.
And they're just mixing things up with the run and pass.
With Cheylin on their heels right now. 1st and 15. Granillo pitches it. Snyder coming back against the grain. They have him by his shirt. Shields down to the 33-yard line. A gain of, we'll call a gain of 5 on the play. It's 2nd down and 10. And 15 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll see if Moscow chooses to run another play or if they're going to be okay with this quarter running out. And I believe they're going to be okay with this quarter running out. It was a first quarter that has been dominated by the Moscow Wildcats. After 1 quarter of play, your score, Moscow 14, Cheylin nothing. We're back with your second quarter after this timeout on Smoky Hills PBS.
At Farm Credit of Western Kansas, our loan officers understand the complexities of financing agriculture, and we're also very interested in special needs and dreams of our customers. I'm Randy Wilson, and our goal at Farm Credit of Western Kansas is to make your dreams a reality.
Programming on Smoky Hill Public Television is made possible in part by an underwriting grant from Nextech, providing the area with top-notch broadband, business technology, and advertising solutions. Nextech proudly supports public broadcasting and all of its ventures impacting the economic growth of rural communities.
It's more than entertainment. It's education, inspiration, and enlightenment about your community and the world surrounding it. Help support the television that supports you and the world you live in. Become a member of Smoky Hills Public Television. As a sustaining member, you choose the amount you want to give each month from your checking account or credit card. Sustaining membership starts at $5 a month and includes a membership to Passport, which provides access to an extensive library of on-demand PBS programs. Please call or go online and become a sustaining member today.
Second quarter action just getting ready to get underway, and it is the Moscow Wildcats with an impressive first quarter, a 14-0 lead here on Smoky Hills PBS, the six-man championship game, the Wild West Bowl at Memorial Stadium in Dodge City. I'm Jeremy McGuire along with Larry Jansen. The Wildcats a second down and 10 just inside the Shilin 32-yard line. Snap back. There's the pitch. Granillo with the carry. He's going to snap back, but that is going to be all kinds of flags. That's going back to the other way. That's going to be a block in the back.
Yeah, they're going to get Austin Snyder for a block in the back and back there to spring him loose. But you know, the offensive keys for Coach Brett Harp and them is the block. The number one key to win is block, run hard, and execute plays. First quarter, they've done every bit of that. Right there, he had a kind of a penalty. Not a turnover, but a penalty that brings them back. Now, second down and let's say, 14? Oh, 19.
Second down and 19.
19, yeah, sorry.
Second down and 19. They mark it from the spot of the foul. So second and 19, the ball back to the 39-yard line.
And the viewers will see them generally in a T series or an I series formation. They run a lot of trips, mostly run. They run the ball most all the time. That's what they've lived by, and they got 9-0 for a reason, running a football.
Power on the right side. There's a snap back. Granillo pitches it to Snyder. There's a pitch. Granillo makes a man miss. He's inside Cheylin territory again, all the way down to the 29-yard line. A really nice play design there, and it is going to bring up third down, and it looks like Penrod might be injured, and he's going to come off the field.
That plays in for the Wildcats. 5'9", 155-pound junior. He had 4 catches and 97 yards and 3 touchdowns up to today.
Pickup of 12 yards on the play, and it will bring up third down and 7 from the 29-yard line. They need the 22 for a first down, leading 14-0.
Kind of big down for both teams, offense and defense.
There's a crossbuck, handoff. Gerardo with the carry, lowers his shoulder, still on his feet, pushes forward, and he's going to be very, very close to a first down, and it all depends on the spot. It looks like he is going to be no, they're going to say first down. So they're not going to need to measure, so it's going to be a pickup of the needed 7 yards and a first down. As Gerardo Garcia.
That extra effort is what got him.
Oh, yeah. And a heck of an effort out there for Cheylin as Tucker Burr, the 140-pound freshman, stuck his shoulder in there, but the 140 pounds against 205 just wasn't enough.
Didn't work out, did it?
So first and 15 from the 22 as Moscow is driving once again. There's the pitch. Snyder looking for the edge. He's got a little bit of the edge and more. Austin Snyder looks over his shoulder. There's nobody there. And the Moscow Wildcats have come out throwing haymakers, and they lead 20-0 with 8:17 to go in the first half. That was a 22-yard touchdown run by Austin Snyder.
Just a great, strong run. Of course, his kind of student by the left, and he had everybody on that side. And pitched the ball out to him, and off he went on the races. Made a couple guys miss the tackle, and then he sprint around in the end zone the last 10 yards.
They will go for the conversion, either the run or the pass. Boy, Adon Granillo has done a fine job at quarterback as well. There's a crossbuck coming the other way, running hard, and Garcia, did he get in? There's no call. They're going to say he was just short. So he did not get in, so maybe a little momentum this time for the Cougars as they get to stop on the conversion run. And right now, Chris Walden is having a discussion with his junior defensive end, Alex Dart. So 20-0 is our score, Larry Jans, here in the six-man state championship game, and the way Moscow has come out ready to play.
Yeah, I thought that extra point there, like his helmet might have been over the goal line, but the ball didn't ever cross the goal line. Is what it looked like from here, of course.
And then he got turned.
Yeah, that's right.
And so,
but the angle we have up here is not what the zebras have down on the field. So
our angle is always the best angle. Never forget that.
It is.
Yep. It is.
Ours the same as a lot of people in the stands, and they think they're never wrong.
No, well, our angle is higher than the people.
Oh, well, that's
why our angle is always the best angle.
Well, sure.
Right?
Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know. 20-0 though.
That gets your attention, don't it?
The Shilin Cougars need something offensively on this drive.
You think?
And that needs to end with points.
Yeah, I think that's what Chris Walden would say too.
Kickoff will come from Adon Granillo. One thing I've noticed in this first half for Moscow is these young men are not afraid to hit either. They come up and they will play hard.
You're absolutely correct. So far, they've won the line of scrimmage on both sides, offense and defense.
Onside kick takes a high bounce. Dylan Ketzner on it and will go down at the 28.5-yard line. So it'll be first down and 15 from there. Now is the time. One first down so far for Cheylin. Offensively, not much. They have yet to complete a pass. They have 59 yards of total offense, compared to 129 for Moscow, and a couple short fields for the Wildcats. There's the give and nothing going for Melton. He is buried in the backfield, and he's going to lose a couple of yards.
That wasn't the best read by Colton McCarty that time.
He should have. They like these RPOs, but that's one where he should have taken it on his own. A loss of 2 on the play. Second and 17, low snap. McCarty looking to throw. He's under some pressure, nearly picked. Adon Granillo stepped in front of Ty Sabatka and just about intercepted that football.
Well, Alex Dart missed his block at it too. He didn't get his blocking assignment, number 42, and that's what's ticking Coach Walden off. I mean, you got to give Colton McCarty a little bit more time, make your block.
Trenton Kennedy came screaming off that edge, and that was his man.
And of course, that was part of his Coach Walden's create big plays. Number one key to win, blocking assignments and teamwork. Well, so far.
3rd and 17. Snap back. Now McCarty's going to run it. He's got some blockers, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and long. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
And that's manageable for this team that has over, rushing the ball, over almost 3,000 yards for the year.
They might be punting this one. Nope, McCarty's going to roll to his right. Throw it up the field for Sabatka. Too far. He had him.
He had a step
That's
or
the
two.
second time he's missed him on a long post pattern, and all of a sudden, Moscow with the football again, and they will have it first down and 15 at the Shilin 33-yard line.
Just shows you what, just a step here, step there, yard here, yard there, what it means to whether it's completed or a turnover and downs. That's the 3rd time they've had a turnover and down so far.
And timing. That's the
right.
low snap, threw off the timing.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be there, and when you're in game number 10 of the year, if you're Shilin, you're hoping that is not the case.
And I think Joe Melton just got offsides. Defensive encroachment, I think we're going to see. They got a little powwow out there.
It is encroachment against Shilin, so things going from bad to worse right now for the Cougars, down by 20 with 7:31 to go in the first half.
Yeah, the Zebras kind of get together and had a little convention out there, and you saw what kind of pizza they want to eat.
Well,
after the
no,
game.
we've told them where they need to eat.
Oh, yeah,
Wendy's.
Well, yeah, you know, what kind of, you want chicken, or did you want to have a...
Just get
Wendy's-
everything.
A Wendy's burger.
There's the pitch out. Snyder with the lead block from Granillo. There he goes again. Oh, Granillo with the heck of a lead block. And that is in for the touchdown from 29 yards out. And Moscow is running rampant in this one with a 26-point lead.
Yeah. Number 12 had a heck of a block out there, Granillo, didn't he? 6 foot, 165-pound junior.
And you feel a little bit sorry for Tucker Burr, the 140-pound freshman who is out there to take that block on head on. 7:22 to go, first half. It is 26-0 Moscow.
Yeah, Tucker Burr, he's had 38 tackles this year, 5'8", 140-pound freshman, but he couldn't get up with Mr. Snyder that time.
That ball is, what do we got? We got a throwback. Now they're going to throw it to the end zone. Who's there? It is caught. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
The conversion, I'm sure that's exactly how they drew it up.
Sure it is. I mean, give an assist to 23, give an assist to 24 there, you know.
Trenton Kennedy with receiving that from
Yeah.
Snyder.
And off Penrod helped him out. Gave him
All we need is circus music to complete that play.
That's right.
Wow. Well, this has been all Moscow. And, you know, we've seen Cheylin before. This is the first time we've seen Moscow, and I am extremely impressed with the early start by Coach Brett Harp and his team. But Cheylin, you know, they have not faced this kind of adversity this year, Larry Jantz. So if you're Chris Walden, what are you telling your kids on the sideline right now?
Well, some of them might not be printable or repeatable, but he's going to be ticked off, I guarantee you that for sure. But, you know, they've had 547 points they've scored this year. Of course, none today, but they've scored that much. They average 60.7 points per game on offense this year. Prior to playing the doggone Wildcats today, because they're just impressive.
What you said. Sure.
Yes,
We'll go
right.
with that.
Well, the Wildcats.
Here comes the kick. It's going to be a topper, and Dart will fall on it at the 35-yard line, and so Cheylin will have it first down and 15 from the 35. And the Cougars in a heap of trouble right now, down by 27 with 7:21 to go here in the first half.
Because their defense this year, the Cougars, has only given up, Jeremy, an average of 19.8 points per game. And look at the scoreboard today.
I formation. Melton the deep back. Shields, that ball is fumbled. It's on the ground, and McCarty got on and a loss of a yard on the play. It'll bring up second down and 16. And well, you could see he wanted that quick hitter to Shields, and he bobbled the snap, and that threw everything off. Second and 16, they're right back to the line. Second man, no, it's going to be McCarty on the keeper, and he stopped again. He loses another yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 17.
So far, the offensive sets I formation hasn't really worked very well. And they haven't been in this pistol or the spread yet. They might be going to go the spread or the pistol formation now.
This game has been completely dominated by Moscow. 6.5 to play first half. It's 27-0. They're going to get it to McCarty. He's in some trouble. Throws it up the field. He has Dart at the 34-yard line. 13 yards. It's going to bring up 4th down.
That's a good catch by Dart. 5'9", 200-pound junior. He had 19 receptions for 140 yards this year and 2 touchdowns. But you know, they only pass the ball about 20% of the time, but they're forced to now.
4th down and 4. They need the 30 for a first down. There's a snap back. It's going to be McCarty looking for a lead block. He's going to be hit. It depends on the spot.
I think he's
short. I think he's short of the first down. He needed to get to the line. Well,
I thought he rolled over. And his knees didn't get it. You know, his knees didn't hit. I thought he rolled over the guy's back on a replay.
Well, here comes the measurement. But typically, don't you leave the ball where it's at instead of moving the ball?
Should have, in my opinion.
And then you measure it where the play ended. But it's not what they did, so we're going to see what they I think he has it, judging by that spot after they respotted the football. But I thought he was short initially. Well, he's short again. They needed 4, they got 3. So every drive has ended on downs for the Cheylin Cougars. Gain of 3 on the play, 4 drives, and they've all ended on downs. And Moscow will take over 1st and 15 from their own 30-yard line.
I hate to argue with the spot, but I just thought if you had a replay, it showed like he turned over backwards. He went over backwards, so his knees wouldn't ever touch quite there. Probably just depends where the ball was at when they blew the whistle.
1st and 15. There's the pitch to Snyder. 4 touchdown runs already. This will be 5, but they're going to take it back. There's a flag on the play. Snyder from 50 yards out, but the flag is coming, and we'll see what the call is. I'm guessing it's holding.
I think you're right.
That is a hold against Moscow. So is that the break that Shilin needed?
Very well could be. We're going to find out.
And the change defensively for Shilin, Tucker Burr is out at safety. Dylan Ketzner is in. And you look at Burr, he was the one that got decked on that block from Adon Granillo on the last touchdown run. Snyder with 4 touchdown runs today. A 10-yard run, a 33-yard run, a 22-yard run, and a 29-yard run.
And, you know, Dylan Ketzner, he's been a sub for 20 all year, though. The coach told us that. He remained sub 5'6", 140-pound sophomore. Didn't play all that much. Had 2 tackles, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, but he's in there today.
1st and 25 after the 10-yard holding penalty was assessed. There's a snap back. Snyder with the run. He's got some room. He's down the sideline. He's going to get 10 extra yards after the penalty at the 10, the 5, touchdown. Holy smokes, Moscow. Again, this time that one goes for 60 yards and a score.
Well, what's impressive about it is that their keys is to block well. They've been blocking for the running back. Run hard, they've done that. And execute plays, they've done that also. So there's no reason why they're not leading when you can execute and have your 3 offensive keys to win by Coach Harp. And that's what they are. And they run the T series, mostly run, I series, run a lot of trips, leads, and they had a lot of leads and reads on their blocks. They do that.
33-0 is the score. I'll go pro set in the backfield, and we're going to have a delay of game. That'll be 5 yards against Moscow. As they lead at 33-0, Larry Jantz. If you'd have told me at the beginning of this ball game with 5:18 to go in the first half that Moscow would be leading 33-0, I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah, even
not saying that Moscow's not talented and that they wouldn't be ahead, but I wouldn't have guessed by 33 points at this point in time.
No, I thought it'd be closer. You know, 1 or 2 scores separating each one of them, something like that.
And still a lot of football to be played.
Yes, there is.
There's the pitch to Granillo. Student body left, and he's short. He thought he was in, but he was short of the goal line. He needed to lower the shoulder and go a little bit further, so he did not make it in. Look at him. He thought he was in already.
Yeah,
I think if he knew he had another 3 yards to go, he would have planted that foot and went in. So 33-0 is our score with 5:18 to play in the first half. Our ball game today brought to you in part by Wendy's of Dodge City, where quality is our recipe. Individual members provide the foundation of support upon which all of Smoky Hills PBS's success is built, and keep Smoky Hills PBS's family-friendly programming independent and commercial-free. Please donate today at smokyhillspbs.org. All right, we're going to go back to the same conversation. You're Chris Walden. What do you tell your kids when you're looking up at the scoreboard and you're 33 points in the rear?
Well, the run, they like to run over 70% of the time. They only pass less than 30% of the time, 28. So you're going to have to change your game plan. I mean, you're down. You haven't got anything on the scoreboard yet. You've had 4 possessions go to turnover on downs. So you're going to have to open the game up. You're going to have to catch. You better be making some catches.
There's a kick. Sabatka fields it. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 37-yard line.
It's a good start. They're at least they're not deep in their own territory, so they're starting 37. But they better score on this possession because they got to need a little confidence on their team right now. They don't have a whole lot, but nothing's been working right for them.
And they only have 1 first down so far. McCarty is going to throw it out in the flat. It is caught by Shields. Will that be the break they need? Down the sideline, cuts it back in to the inside. He's going for the score. That was almost a pick 6, and it ended up being a score from 43 yards away.
Well, part of your Coach Waldron's prayers have been answered. At least he scored. Try to get a little confidence back.
.5:01 to play here in the first half.
And they got an I formation.
33-6, I formation for the conversion. McCarty rolls to his left, throws it incomplete, and the conversion is no good. So with 5:01 to go in the first half, their score is Moscow 33 and Cheylin 6. And Larry Jantz, that was dreadfully close to being intercepted by Adon Granillo.
Could have been a pick 6 in a heartbeat right there. But he shook it off, caught the pass, juggled a little bit. A little juggling act by Penrod, but it's a great job by number 2, Drew Shields. Excuse me, apologize. 6'1", 200-pound junior. Had 54 receptions, 603 yards this year, 12 touchdowns. Add another to it today. Drew Shields. From McCarty to Drew Shields. Another touchdown for the boys. And boy, did the Cougars need that.
They had to have that one.
At least on this possession. It happened early too.
Didn't necessarily have to be in that manner, but they needed a score, and now the defense needs a stop.
Yeah, and they haven't done a very consistent job of that so far.
And if you can work your magic here, you could potentially get a onside kick, depending how you can get that pigskin to bounce here.
That's true.
There it is. It is.
He did. He got it. He got it. Did it go 10 yards?
They did go 10 yards. It went 12.
Yes.
So just like that, Cheylin with the little mo on their side.
Hey, that's a good call there, Jeremy. You called that onside kick, but we didn't know it was going to work yet, did we?
And this is why, if you're receiving a kick like that, you don't wait on it. You go get it.
The offense can't touch it until it goes 10 yards.
And we're going to have a false start on Cheylin. So they were in a little bit too much of a hurry there.
And when you hurry, you make mistakes. Coach Johnny Wooden would say, no, these kids know who that was. He said you need to hustle, be quick. Hustle, be quick. When you hurry, make mistakes. Fantastic wisdom by the Wizard of Westwood.
Back to pass. McCarty under pressure. He's hit. He's going nowhere. He is brought down back at the 31-yard line.
You know what's going to frustrate Coach Waldron on that one? Dart did not hold his block.
Edwin Rojo out there. Also looked like Trenton Kennedy. And that's a big loss on the play.
Sure it is. You got to have those blocks, Create big plays, blocking assignments, teamwork. That's the keys for Coach Walden and them Cougars. Got trips to the right, got him in motion, gives it to him.
Sabatka on the carry. Oh, he got decked. Adon Granillo might be one of the most aggressive defenders I've seen all year, Larry. He is really getting after it. A pick up to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 22.
Yeah, Granillo, number 12. He ain't that big either, 6 foot, 165 pounder, but when you've been hit by him, you know it. Pound for pound, he's pretty tough, isn't he?
Sure is. 3rd down, 22. Shields rolling to his right. He's going to throw it up the field. Incomplete. He had McCarty. It wouldn't have been a 1st down, but it would have made it a lot more manageable than 4th and 22.
Was it tipped? I mean, the ball came out funny. I didn't know whether.
I don't think it was. If it was, it could have been slight. So 4th down and 22. So after the recovery of the onside kick, well, you almost have to punt this one away, I would think. But that's me. There's a snap back. McCarty under pressure, steps up, has a man open. Dart has the catch. He's got the 1st down inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line.
So what do we know about going back to the kick? Coach Walden just blew us away.
29 yards and a 1st down.
What's he done tricking us like that? Huh?
Second 1st down of the ball game for the Cougars.
One thing about it, he don't have to listen to us anyway, does he?
No. Not until he watches this.
Yeah, then you say.
Back to pass. McCarty under pressure again. Shakes one off the throw. That's pass interference, is it not?
No, they didn't do it, though. I would have thrown it a flag, I think, from what I saw.
I think Adon Granillo was expecting a flag, too. I am surprised that wasn't called.
Pretty obvious. Wow.
Well,
the
some
local
of the
stands close to
locals
us,
are not very happy about that. And if I was a Cheylin Cougar fan, I might
join up with them.
join up with
Yeah.
them. Not that I'm not a fan of Cheylin. I'm not saying that. But if I had a big rooting interest. McCarty under some pressure. He tries to get away. They hold on to his jersey, and he is brought down from behind.
By guess who? 21.
That is Gerardo Garcia on the tackle. A gain of a yard on the play. It's 3rd down and 14.
And Gerardo, Garcia, he's 205 pounds. He ain't no little guy. Junior, 6 foot.
And where's the Earl Campbell tearaway jerseys when you need them, right?
Well, no kidding. Yeah.
Some of the youngins again are going, who's that?
Who's that?
Yeah,
what years he play?
I watched an ESPN 30 for 30 on him the other night. It was really good. Back to pass. Shields rolling to his right. McCarty's open in the end zone. It is knocked away.
He didn't look.
He didn't look. No flag. So it's going to bring up 4th and 14. I know in the NFL you don't have to look, but I'm pretty sure on high school ball you're supposed to turn and look.
I think you're supposed to, too. I don't think those zebras might like that on the replay.
4th down.
So 4th down and 14. And the thing is on that play, if Shields leads him, you don't even have to worry about it. There's a pitch back. McCarty under pressure. He's hit. Fumbled the football. It's picked up by Snyder. He cuts it back. Look out. He's on the go. Nobody is going to catch him. Kennedy with the sack. The fumble. Snyder with the pickup. And just like that, it's another 6 for Austin Snyder. This one defensively, as he returns that one for 65 yards and a score.
Yeah, it was a great job by Trenton. Kennedy's what forced the fumble. And then, of course, right in the right place, right time was Austin Snyder just picking it up, and he just, after he went about 15 yards with the ball, then he just kind of didn't have to turn on the gas anymore, so he didn't turn the jets on. He was just pranced on into the end zone.
39-6, and boy, the momentum changes again.
In a heartbeat, it changes, don't it?
Low snap, the pitch to Snyder. He's in a little trouble, looking to throw it. Now he's rolling to his right, in some trouble, throws it up the field, incomplete. And the conversion is no good, and boy, Snyder did everything he could to make that happen. Good job by Cheylin staying in place. Alex Dart on the far side, also Colton McCarty. And then they throw it up the field, and nobody was there for Moscow. But, boy, what a change of momentum. An onside kick recovery, a long fourth down conversion, and all of a sudden it looked like Cheylin had things going their way, and just like that, that protection on the outside is what cost the Cougars on that play. Absolutely. Because Trenton Kennedy came screaming off the edge.
And he just caused that fumble when McCarty was just trying to shake loose. There were two guys coming at him trying to box him in.
Oh.
But that was a heck of a deal there by Snyder right there at the last. He was trying to do a Patrick Mahomes, kind of pass. Look one way, pass the other. He didn't care. He didn't want to get sacked.
I don't know if he was intending to do that. That was his only thing he could do. But you look at Austin Snyder, that is his 8th fumble recovery on the season. That young man is around the football.
Yes, he is.
And Cheylin needs to be careful not to, don't need to dip their heads right now. They've got plenty of time, especially left in this first half, to go and do something.
Well, he's had 54 tackles and, like you said, 6 interceptions. But the best thing he had was, like you said, 7 fumble recoveries up to then. Now it's 8. But this is a fumble recovery for a 6, kind of like a pick 6, isn't it?
Austin Snyder has scored 6 touchdowns today.
Is that all today?
That's it.
And we're not at halftime yet.
We're not. Kick is a short one. It's going to be fielded by Sabatka, and he's decked at the 36. Gerardo Garcia finished him off. Had a little bit of help over there also by Alberto Najera, the freshman. And it's first down and 15 from the 36-yard line for Cheylin. .33 lead right now for the Wildcats from Moscow.
He's in this pistol and the spread now. Man,
stepping up McCarty, he's going to run with it, and he is hit and dropped.
That's tackling.
Gerardo Garcia again. A loss of a yard on the play, and just to be able to break down, but look where he makes the tackle there. He's not trying to go high. He drives right through his feet.
And that you can't run with that feet. We said that earlier, but 7 sacks by Geraldo Garcia, 85.5 tackles, 1 interception, 4 fumble recoveries. That kid's an active dude, man. He's an active dude on the defensive side of the ball.
Second down, 16 from the 35-yard line. Cheylin needing to play. They throw it out in the flats. Sabatka, incomplete pass. And Adon Granillo goes to help him up, and Sabatka realizes he was just making a play, and as soon as he knew there was nothing to be had, he let off. And it is third down and 16 with 1:09 to go. So offensively at this point, you're going to go for it regardless of what you are, unless it's fourth down and forever. You want to get about half of this back right here.
Yes, you need that. Make it manageable for fourth down.
And they're giving off the right side, a little crossbuck, no gain on the play. Sabatka is brought down, and it's going to bring up fourth down and 16. No gain for Ty Sabatka.
Was either call that an inside handoff or a
kind of got a little cross
pocket pass, type action.
Yeah, shovel pass type of scenario.
Yeah.
Well, fourth down and 7. We'll call it 16.
He didn't trick anybody.
Nope. There's the pitch back. McCarty in trouble to the outside, still in trouble. Now he creates some space. heaves it up the field, nobody out there, and it's knocked down and incomplete. And Adon Granillo probably is glad that he did not intercept that football, because now they have it first down and 15 at the 34-yard line of Cheylin. And 3 timeouts.
Even if you could just knock it down, and you're going to gain 25, 30 yards just by having turnover on downs again.
And Larry, you mentioned it. Shilin is they run the football. That's what their bread and butter. That's what their offense is predicated on. All of a sudden down 33 points and facing 3rd and longs and 4th and longs. That's just not what they're used to operating in.
No, and it's hard to change the scenario in a game like that when you're not.
Snyder looking to throw it. Throws it up the field. It is incomplete, and it looked like McCarty's. He had it, but he came down with his feet out of bounds. The official right there to make the call.
And he's upset with himself that he didn't make the interception, and rightfully so. He's in the right position to.
He was. Just too much momentum taking him out of bounds. 2nd down.
But I'm
15.
thoroughly impressed with how he's matured since he's a freshman to now. I mean, I can remember him playing down here 3 years ago.
And he's only a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior. But I'm impressed by what the kid's done.
2nd and 15. Granillo throws it over the middle. Catch made by Snyder. Tries to make one man miss, and he's going to be brought down, and a timeout is going to be called by Moscow with 8 seconds.
That's all that old Ty Sabatka could do to even stop him, huh? I mean, he had his legs down there, but he was still trying to go. Snyder was.
Gain of 3 on the play and a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. It takes the help of thousands of individual donors as well as business sponsors to keep programs like this 6-man state football championship game broadcast, as well as programs like Traveling Kansas, Nature, Sesame Street, the PBS NewsHour, and all the other fine shows up and running. Contact us today at SmokyHillsPBS.org. This dude right here, that would be me. I'm pointing at myself. Grew up on Sesame Street.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Get home from kindergarten, sit down, eat some lunch Mom would have ready for me, and I was watching Big Bird, Bert and Ernie, Oscar the Grouch, The Count. I like The Count, even though he was a little creepy.
Really?
I like The Count. One touchdown.
I thought you liked the Cookie Monster.
You like that? Well, the Cookie Monster too, because I like cookies.
That's right.
3rd down, 12. What do they have drawn up? They're looking. Granillo under pressure, throws it out, and the catch is made, and that is going, and they call a timeout. Nope, that is the end of the half. 1 half of play, all Moscow. 39-6. The Wildcats on top. We'll be back with your second half after this on Smoky Hills PBS.
At Farm Credit of Western Kansas, we do more than just lend money. We help today's farmers and ranchers find solutions for the daily challenges of running an ag business. Whatever your needs, Farm Credit of Western Kansas is your ag lender and more. Farm Credit of Western Kansas, 1190 South Range in Colby.
Do you have someone special in your life?
Someone who you'd like to give a gift?
Why not give a membership
to Smoky Hills Public Television?
Call 1-800-337-4788.
Or go to SmokyHillsTV.org.
Thank you.
Programming on Smoky Hill Public Television is made possible in part by an underwriting grant from Nextech, providing the area with top-notch broadband, business technology, and advertising solutions. Nextech proudly supports public broadcasting and all of its ventures impacting the economic growth of rural communities.
These Kansas Pizza Huts support local high school activities. Norton, Oberlin, Plainville, Waukene, Hill City, Stockton, Atwood, St. Francis, Smith Center, Ellsworth, Hoisington, Lincoln, Osborne, Goodland, Colby, Oakley, Beloit, and Phillipsburg.
At Farm Credit of Western Kansas, our loan officers understand the complexities of financing agriculture, and we're also very interested in special needs and dreams of our customers. I'm Randy Wilson, and our goal at Farm Credit of Western Kansas is to make your dreams a reality.
Yeah, welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Dodge City, the championship game of the Wild West Bowl, the six-man state title game, and it has been all Moscow. The Wildcats on top of Cheylin by a score of 39-6. Jeremy McGuire atop Memorial Stadium in Dodge City. It's time to take a look at your halftime stats. And score-wise, we just mentioned it, 39-6, Moscow on top. We'll look at the yardage first for Cheylin, 85 passing yards, 53 rushing yards, 138 total yards. They have one turnover that it turned in directly into a Moscow touchdown. They had 3 penalties for 15 yards and only 2 first downs. For Moscow, 35 yards passing, 186 yards through the air, 221 total yards. They've yet to turn the ball over. They have 4 penalties for 30 yards and 4 first downs. Austin Snyder has been the story as Larry Jantz joins me Mike's side. The Moscow senior, boy howdy, what a first half.
6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns, 5 rushing, and 1 on a 65-yard fumble return. He has a 10-yard run, a 33-yard touchdown run, a 22-yard touchdown run, a 29-yard touchdown run, and a 60-yard touchdown run. 14 carries, 172 yards, and 5 touchdowns offensively for Austin Snyder.
Well, he was supposed to be their number 1 running back and one of the best in the whole 6-man conference, and he's proven it on the gridiron in the first half.
So Snyder, 186 yards, but the touchdown from Cheylin, Drew Shields, a 43-yard catch and run. After the ball was tipped, he had the concentration to keep with the football and brought it in and ended up scoring from 43 yards out. Big play for Cheylin because it keeps the heartbeat going.
Well, they needed it for confidence at that point in time. And then they had another one just right before that fumble return that went by Snyder to go the other way. They were on the drive again. They had the momentum going on their side, and all of a sudden, boom. It'd like take all the air out of the balloon that just happened because somebody popped it. Well, named Sam Snyder.
If you are Cheylin, what in the world do you do here in this second half, down by 33 points and only 2 first downs in the first half, and your offense is not predicated on coming back from way behind because you run the football like crazy?
Well, you're not, and that's what heck of a dilemma for Chris Walden. I mean, he's 4th year there. He's got a record of 22-13, but you know he is not used to this stuff. He's got 5 juniors on this team, 3 sophomores, 3 freshmen, no seniors, so 11 on the roster. They're just not used to this, and like you said, they have almost 72% of the time they run the ball, and 28% you might say they pass. They had over 4,200 yards for the whole team this year. Almost 3,000 yards rushing and call it 1,300 yards, I mean passing the ball. But now they're going to have to change it around. Touchdowns, they had 96 touchdowns. Today they only had 1. They had 52 touchdowns by rushing the football this year and 42 by passing the ball. That's incredible. But, you know, they've lost some kids to key injuries and personal reasons, but now they're all healthy. His greatest thrill in coaching for Coach Waldman is just watching the kids develop new skills and confidence. Being around our new team every day is a thrill. Today may not be quite as much thrill as it's been the rest of the year for him, unless they can start creating some big plays, and they're going to need a lot of big plays. That's his key to win. Blocking assignments, got to hold them. But on defense, they better tackle because they haven't tackled very well today, Jeremy.
At halftime, his message was very short.
Yeah, they were back
out
out here.
Well, you weren't in there. Well, nope, I wasn't. But they were out of the locker room pretty quick. So I think he wasn't challenging them with X's and O's.
No.
He was challenging them with manning up and playing the game.
Man up, proud. You got to make tackles, boys. It's a simple game, block, tackle, and run, and you got to do that. So we're going to find out if the Shilin Cougars can claw their way back into this ball game. Because right now you got critters out there. You got Wildcats versus Cougars. We're going to find out which one of them wild animals prevails. Right now it's the Wildcats with upper hand.
And the Cougar fans over here on the near side putting their hands together, getting ready for this second half, and they are hoping that their team can mount what would be quite a comeback here in this ball game. They've already recovered one onside kick. I would be surprised if they don't go back the exact same way trying to recover another one. And if you are Brett Harp and the Moscow Wildcats, I'm sure you talked about that as well, about what you need to do to make sure that you don't lose the football to start this second half. And there is no guesswork. It is going to be an onside kick as Serrano, the freshman, puts the ball. It takes a big bounce, and it's going to be picked up by, guess who? Austin Snyder. He pushes forward, and it takes half the team to bring him down all the way to the Cheylin 30-yard line. And we talked about it in the first half on that when Cheylin recovered it. You don't wait for the ball. If you got a clear path to it, you attack it, you get it, and go.
This time he let that ball, might have went 7-8 yards, and he come across after it. Hey, you boys, it ain't going to let this ball go 10 yards before we touch it. So Mr. Snyder, senior, showed his expertise right then, and his savvy.
1st and 15. Snyder with the carry again. Gets to the edge. Gets a block. Gets another block. Still on his feet. And he's down at the the 19-yard line. A gain of 11 yards on first down. It is 2nd down and 4. And I tell you what, he gets the pitch from Adon Granillo, and Granillo is so quick he acts like a lead blocker because he gets in front of him and starts clearing the path.
Yeah, but what impressed me about Snyder is that he zigged and zagged and zigged and zagged again. He followed his blocks real well, and he made a good 12 yards by him being a smart running back.
There's the pitch. And a run inside the 15 down to the 10. That was Granillo on the carry.
6 foot, 165-pounder junior. He had 33 rushes for 850 yards this year. Averaged about 25.9 carry. So it's kind of a secret weapon they use.
And just like that, it's 1st down and goal for Moscow. So Cheylin needing that onside kick. They gave the short field to the Wildcats. And now 1st down and goal. We'll see if Snyder gets it again. And a chance to get touchdown number 6 rushing. No, it's a crossbuck, inside handoff. And it is going to be Gerardo Garcia on the carry inside the 5. And he is going to be down at the 2-yard line. A pickup of 8 yards on the play.
He's a pretty strong running back, isn't he? 205 pounds, 6-foot junior. Gerardo Garcia. Coming into this game, he had 53 rushes, 451 yards. He averaged 8.5 yards every time he runs that football.
Well, I can see why. Good luck bringing him down.
They even passed the ball 11 out of 17 times, 94 yards. Had 8 touchdowns.
Here we go.
Yeah.
2nd and goal from the 2. Second man through.
Snyder.
That's Snyder towards the goal line, lowers his shoulder. I don't think he got in.
He's out of bounds. I saw his foot.
It is going to be 3rd down. Good job by the official on that spot. A gain of 1 on the play.
Little right foot hit that old chalk line on the sideline before he crossed the pylon. So
39-6 the score, and Moscow is knocking on the door again.
Yeah, 3rd and goal on the 1. I'd say they probably get in the happy end zone this time for them.
Granillo is going to take the deep snap. There's the pitch to Snyder. Looking for the edge. I don't know if he's going to get it. He stumbles. He's going to get in for the touchdown. Shields was out there. He just could not get enough of him. And Austin Snyder with his 6th rushing touchdown, 7th touchdown overall so far tonight. And it is 45-6, Moscow on top.
Kind of reminds you a couple years ago of Cade Scott from Pawnee Heights, doesn't it? Remember how dominant he was?
He was dominant.
Yes. Well,
7:38 to go here in the third quarter, and Moscow's on the doorstep again of another extra point this time. 45-6. There's a dump pass. Conversion pass is good. Penrod on the receiving end. Ryan Penrod, the junior. The conversion is good. And with 7:38 to go in the third quarter, it's 46-6. Moscow on top. A 40-point lead. Well, Cheylin doesn't have any. They cannot give away any more possessions.
No, they can't, and they've just got to score quickly. And we knew that Moscow had won the coin toss and deferred the second half, and then they go down march and they score on the first possession. So Shilin Cougars got to answer that quick, if not sooner, on this drive. So, Coach Chris Walden, I hope you've got the right combination dialed up for your team to kind of get the boys back in the game. Confidence.
Because if they don't score here and Moscow gets the ball back and they do score, this ball game's over. And that's the last thing you want, is your state title game to end via the mercy rule.
That's right. Well, and you got Mike McCarty and Nick Ketzner as assistant coaches.
Kick and is nearly covered by Trenton Kennedy. Nearly covered by Kennedy. If he gets that is Moscow football at the Shilin 36-yard line. So they'll mark it 5 yards from where it went out of bounds, and now the Cougars with a first down and 15 in Moscow territory. So maybe something that they needed right there, a little boost with some good field position.
I might look for some bootleg passes, what I'm thinking about, Jeremy.
Shields has been quiet. McCarty has been quiet. Low snap. McCarty gets it. He's in some trouble. Throws it up the field. Has a man out there, incomplete. And there is a Moscow Wildcat that is down. It looks like a cramp for Granillo. A cramp for Granillo. As a station, we cannot function without the generous support of our volunteers. Volunteering is a great way to show your support for public broadcasting and all the quality programming we offer. Smoky Hills PBS volunteers perform various tasks, from preparing member mailings to helping with production of programs like the six-man state championship game and helping with events like Family Fun Day. You'll have lots of fun, learn about the television business, and support Smoky Hills PBS with a donation of your time. Contact us today at smokyhillspbs.org. So Granillo with the cramp, as they're doing the classic cramp treatment down there, Larry Jansen. Those are not fun.
No, it got a little warm today.
Serious, no. Fun, no.
No.
And you could tell he went down in a heap.
Yeah, he was holding that lower leg, probably around his hamstring area. Might have been the calf muscle. His gas oxygen is run out of gas. That's what happened. You know that. You've heard that before, right?
Mm-hmm. Again, a sponsor of today's game, Wendy's of Dodge City, where quality is our recipe. So an injury on the field, we'll be back from Memorial Stadium in Dodge City.
At Farm Credit of Western Kansas, our loan officers understand the complexities of financing agriculture, and we're also very interested in special needs and dreams of our customers. I'm Randy Wilson, and our goal at Farm Credit of Western Kansas is to make your dreams a reality.
Programming on Smoky Hill Public Television is made possible in part by an underwriting grant from Nextech, providing the area with top-notch broadband, business technology, and advertising solutions. Nextech proudly supports public broadcasting and all of its ventures impacting the economic growth of rural communities.
It's more than entertainment. It's education, inspiration, and enlightenment about your community and the world surrounding it. Help support the television that supports you and the world you live in. Become a member of Smoky Hills Public Television. As a sustaining member, you choose the amount you want to give each month from your checking account or credit card. Sustaining membership starts at $5 a month and includes a membership to Passport, which provides access to an extensive library of on-demand PBS programs. Please call or go online and become a sustaining member today.
These Kansas Pizza Huts support local high school activities. Norton, Oberlin, Plainville, Waukene, Hill City, Stockton, Atwood, St. Francis, Smith Center, Ellsworth, Hoisington, Lincoln, Osborne, Goodland, Colby, Oakley, Beloit, and Phillipsburg.
Back in Dodge City, Adon Granillo getting help off the field as they'll go and treat that injury with the cramp. And Simon Gagniat is going to take his place, the sophomore, defensively for Moscow. Second down and 15. We'll see if they attack right at that spot. Back to pass. McCarty under pressure. He's sacked. Coming off the edge, Edwin Rojo. McCarty did not have a chance on that play, Larry Jantz.
No,
he did not have a chance because they came right off the edge, and boy, Moscow, just a perfect game plan. They are making it awfully difficult, and a loss of 7 yards on that play.
Well, they're not killing their blocks. I mean,
back to throw. McCarty under pressure again, and down he goes again. Rojo was there. He was met by Gerardo Garcia, and it is 4th down and a mile. 4th down and 32 after that loss. Good night. This has been an impressive performance by Moscow.
Well, talk about the speed off the ends out there. I mean, they're just blitzing back there. The ball barely gets back to Colton McCarty, and by God, they're all over him.
They're going to go
like
for
Chihuahuas.
it because they have to. And it's going to be a run. McCarty coming to the edge, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds, and he will not be anywhere close to a first down. And it's a turnover on downs, and it will be Moscow football, 1st down and 15 at the Shilin 32 with 6:15 to play in the third quarter, and a 40-point lead for the Wildcats.
And how many times is that the turnover on downs? Is that 7?
Sorry,
I don't have a count on how many it is, but it's been a lot.
Pretty tough to win football games when you turn the ball over on downs that many times. You said earlier, what, 2 first downs?
Yep. 1st and 15. Second man through. That is Snyder. Breaks to the edge. Snyder cuts it back, lowers his shoulder, still on his feet. Blasted out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Austin Snyder picks up 29 yards and a 1st and goal for the Wildcats. 213 yards, 6 touchdowns on the ball game for Austin Snyder.
And he's not done yet.
Well, I have to figure they're going to give it right back to him here.
Well, they've got a choice.
There he is, up the middle. Touchdown! Moscow! 52-6. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your ball game, and the Moscow Wildcats are victorious, and they are the 6-man state champions as they win it by a final score of 52-6. And Larry Jantz, this was a domination by the Wildcats from start to finish.
Quite a display. Yes, sir. I expected a close game. We didn't get that.
We did not. We did not. And I am loving the class from the Cheylin fans here on the near side, Larry. On their feet, cheering on their team. Obviously not the result that they were looking for. but it was the result that they got. And boy, what a performance. Congratulations on a fine season for Cheylin. But congratulations to the Moscow Wildcats. They are the state champions for 2019.
And first time here, and they win it. 10-0. First year by Coach Harp is 4-5. Now 10-0.
That's quite
a deal. To second year in six-man football.
That is quite the turnaround.
Yes, it is.
So Moscow wins it. Austin Schneider.
Oh,
we've watched a lot of football, Larry.
Yes.
We've watched a lot of football together over the years. It's our 4th year of doing this. We've done 8-man championships for 18, or this year
coming on 18. Yes, this year.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen a single dominating performance like we saw from Austin Snyder.
Well, Cade
tonight.
Scott would do the equivalent.
He'd be close, but I don't know. I don't even know if Cade was this dominating on both sides of the football.
Well, you got to remember, Central Plains, Claflin last year was very dominant as a total team, offense, defense. The other teams ended up with negative yards at the end of the game. And then I can still remember when Lane Bieberly played for them years ago. What a game he had. And Maverick LaRock,
Tiger.
And Maverick LaRock from Osborne years ago. We've seen some incredible ones.
Yes,
but this here has this is really an amazing accomplishment by Coach Brett Harp and the Moscow Wildcats today.
And this is not something for Shilin to bury their heads on, Larry. This is something for them to be proud of what was a fine season, and they ran into a buzzsaw today. Moscow came out ready from the start, and they showed it. And they really showed it. So Cheylin getting their second place medals right now.
Number 2, Drew Shields. Number 4, Dylan Kessner.
And Moscow waiting to get their championship medals. But the thing with these two teams, Larry, there's a lot of football to be played for these most of these young men because they're both young, the young teams.
They got most of the players coming back.
Number 23, Carlos Galino.
So that's a message Chris Walton will send with his kids saying, hey, this year is...
Number 34, Fernando Contreras. Number 42, Alex Dart.
And so Chris Walton's going to be able to tell his kids, hey,
number 45, John Serrano.
Next season starts right now. Next season starts right now.
Chris Walton.
And so we'll see how they come back. And then if you are Brett Harp, you're going to celebrate all the way back to Moscow.
Yes, that's about
And then
right.
you're going to celebrate tomorrow. And then basketball practice starts on Monday.
That's about right.
So you be ready to roll come Monday. And here comes the state championship trophy that I think they will proudly display in the
their
halls
trophy case.
Halls of Moscow High.
I think Coach said back in 1978 they won first. That would have been 8-man or 11-man. Wasn't that the year? 78?
1978. I was 2 years old.
You was?
I was 2 years old back then. Boy, what a great crowd here from Moscow. They're on the far side, but they are making some noise as they get their championship medals. And you know, Austin Snyder will get the accolades, scoring all the touchdowns, but he had some ginormous holes to run through. I mean, the blocking was fantastic, and defensively for Moscow to shut down Cheylin like they shut them down today, I think is thoroughly impressive because Cheylin's a good offensive football.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. And you're right. But for them to do it on the second year, never been in before, that speaks volume also. To me, it does.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That is that offensive, defensive effort was good. And you remember the one score that Cheylin did get?
Yeah.
It was almost a pick six.
Yes, it was.
It was almost a pick six. It was inches away from being a pick six. But it was not. And there's Austin Schneider gets a well-deserved
senior on their team, one of the few, huh? Only 3 of them on their team.
And they will miss him next year.
Yes, they will. But I think they're going to reload. Looks like they have some teams to reload.
They have some young men
excellent
that can
players.
Play. Some young men that can play.
And they're going to have plenty of motivation to get in the weight room, do this, that, try to make them bigger, faster, and stronger, as a lot of coaches say. But that's what they're going to do.
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Because if you don't, the next guy is.
That's right. The other teams are. You got that right.
Moscow finishes their season a perfect 10-0. State champions.
Look at that trophy they got.
That's a pretty one.
Yes, it is.
State champs. Cheylin finishes at 9-1. Special thanks to everybody who made today's broadcast possible, for all of our sponsors, also to the fine folks with Smoky Hills PBS behind the scenes, on the cameras, in the truck. For color analyst Larry Jantz, this is Jeremy McGuire saying so long from Memorial Stadium in Dodge City.
Congratulations.